Y'all, if I start crying, okay, just forgive me, all right? Yeah, my dog, okay, we back in the building. I'm really not good at making speeches, y'all. So I hope y'all not expecting a whole lot. I just know how to be me. That's all I know how to do. I had to lose the shirt, the shoes, everything. I'm like, hey, I know it's a gala, but I really just want to be me. Is that all right? So I want to come and tell y'all about my life story, because I'm sure everyone already know about that. I want to talk to y'all about the spot, about the first time that God has gave me the vision about the spot. I was locked up, right? And I was on my bed, I was on my rack, and I was about to get out, and God was like, He gave me a vision, and He showed me working with some kids in the building. And I got really excited about it. I was like, okay, that's why my childhood was like that? Cool, I can work. He said, but I need you to do it in Montgomery, Alabama. I was like, the devil is a liar. I said I wasn't going back there. So the devil, let's get back to God. And so I ended up calling my wife, my wonderful wife. Can y'all just give her a round of applause, man? Mahana, he said, I don't even know where you at. He probably was walking the car, running, and he just always do so much. But I called her, and I said, baby, she said, before you say something, let me tell you something. Because I had a weird dream last night that we moved back to Montgomery, Alabama. I was like, oh God, that's true. And so I got here, and I knew I wanted to work with kids in the facility. So I called my friend Adrian Robinson. I said, hey, I need you to write me out something. I need you to write me out a proposal, because I'm not really all that good with writing and grammar and all that. So can you write that for me? And she said, sure. I went over there, and we started working on writing it. And as we was writing it, she would put a budget to everything. And so by the end of this proposal, the budget was at $350,000. So she said, hey, that sounds real good, but where you gonna get this money? I said, God.
All right.
She said, okay, you don't think you putting a little too much on God? So I was like, I don't think that God has a limit on what He can give, you know, and so we went on with it, and this was about 8 years ago we wrote this proposal. It was called The Spot, and so I started working, man, because I really didn't know the next step to do. And so I went to the community center just trying to impact the child's life. I went to the Chisholm Community Center, and Mr. Jonathan said, you know what, if you want to help, man, come on. So I started coaching basketball, started coaching football, just trying to make an impact in somebody's life to make sure that they don't go down the same thing that I went down. And so, as I did, man, I was coaching, and I was like, okay, this is what you got. Okay, this is cool, I'm having fun. I had one young guy came to me, he was on my basketball team, and I want to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. But he came to me and he said, hey, coach, can you come outside? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna come on outside. I went outside, and he said, coach, where can I have my gun? I don't want to bring it in the community center. And so I said, well, okay, you might want to take it over there, because, you know, I'm supposed to be around guns right now. You know, I'm still on probation kind of, so they told me not to be around. But I said, well, I want to take you home after this, just so we can figure out what's kind of going on. So I took him to his house, and when I took him to his house, can y'all hear me all right? Am I speaking okay? All right, this is all still new to me, y'all. And so I took him to his house, and nobody was there. Well, people was there, but we was knocking on the door for a little while, and as we was knocking on the door, you can hear people saying, who is that? Man, put that up, man, who is that at the door? And so they finally opened up the door, and when they opened up the door, I could see guns on the table, drugs on the table. He went back, and he couldn't find his mother, but his auntie came up, and when his auntie came up, I was telling him I'm the coach at Chisholm. I just wanted to kind of get his birth certificate and kind of talk to you all. And his mother wasn't there, so people was like, hey man, I think you better leave right now. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and go. Just tell his mother whenever she come home to call me. He ran outside and he said, coach, please don't leave me here. He said, these was the same guys that was just with my brother when he died a week ago. He got killed on the street and they let him die. They had guns. He said, please, just take me with you. At that point, I'm like, God, what do I do? What do I do? Because I can't take him home with me, because I'm gonna bring all this over to my house. And if I leave him here, he's in a dying situation. So God, what do I do? And so God said, aha, this is what I want you to do. Instead of teaching kids how to win basketball games or football games for 2 hours, teach them how to win in life. Teach them how to win in life. Teach them the things that they might need to know. And so it sounded great. So I'm like, okay, how do I do that? I started a movement, and it was called the Official Team Movement. But every single time that I was trying to do something with the kids, I would have to work. I was working at Olive Garden, Zaza's, or just any job that I could take. And so I was like, God, if this is what you called me to do and to work with these youth, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to talk to my manager, or you're gonna have to give me something of my own. And as y'all seen on the video, I'm sure but he told me about the hot dog stand. And I did it, and it turned out to be successful. And now we're in 3 locations. And so I think that's pretty good. Sometimes you gotta clap for yourself. They're my dog. Alright. And so as I started it, after I started it though, I started and I was like, it's just become to be so hard because you just run into so many things. And I was like, well, God, I don't want to work with the kids that already got it together. I want to work with kids that was like me, that didn't have a mother and father both on crack. What does that child do? Both of us, all of us in the apartment hungry, selling joys at 11. I'm like, what do I do to make an impact on those kids? And so I was trying, y'all. I was trying, but I didn't have any resources. I mean, I was trying to the point that I was like, God, this can't be what you called me to do. And I was trying to get a building the first time. And I was fundraising to run, I think we probably raised about $300. And I was fundraising about 6 months. But the building was really small. And so my pastor, he said, you know what? I don't think this is for you. I think God got something a little bigger for you. And so, and I'm sure, I don't know my pastor here, but Michael Hubbard and Mamie Hubbard, I love y'all to death because y'all just amazing and y'all pouring to me so much. And y'all love me, so I love you guys. But, and so, I don't want to keep this going on longer, but as they told me it wasn't for you, next week, a guy, he came to me, he said, hey, I see what you got going on. I got this big old building over here on Fairview. Would you like it? I'm like, oh yeah, let me get it. And so I went to go see it, and I was like, God, is this for me? But he told me, small beginnings. You know, don't just think that it's going to be amazing starting off, because sometimes I see a vision and I forget about the process. I forget about day after day of hard work that you got to put into it to make it happen. And so he blessed us with the building, and that's why all y'all are here tonight, so y'all can help us out with the building. But I just want to encourage y'all, man, because we all look nice and we all have suits on and we looking good, but at the end of the day, oh, that means I'm talking too long? Is you trying to wrap me up? Is you trying to wrap me up? But we all have suits on, but we all go through things inside, y'all. And sometimes, man, I was just thinking like, God, what do you want me to do? But every day he's showing me. And I thank y'all, man. Just seeing y'all out here, that means that y'all know what we have going on. And y'all do support what we have going on. And I'm just really thankful for you all. So just give yourself a round of applause just for coming out. And thank y'all so much, y'all. That's all I have. I told y'all I wasn't a good speaker. So that's my dog.
One more time for Executive Director, Mr. Charles Lee, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it is that point.